This is the main theme from the solo Kind Words. It's part of a Salvation Army book of 12 euphonium solos. This is an original piece by bandmaster H.A. Mountain, a euphonium player himself, I believe. That sounds pretty easy, right? However, I was working pretty hard to do that. There's no articulation whatsoever marked in this, so I'm having to tongue every note if I want to do what the composer wrote down, which I always try to do. I think some slurs might help, actually. It would certainly make it easier to play. Make it easier to play a smooth line, of course, if you're slurring. However, that's not what he wrote. So I'm trying to give it a vocal interpretation as though someone were singing it, and yet tongue all the notes. We low brass players do a lot with vocal music. We have transcriptions, of course, or we just play off the sheet music for some songs that we'd like to do. We also may work out of the 3 Rochu books of vocalises. They were written by Bardoni originally, and then Rochu transcribed them for trombone or euphonium. He's written all kinds of slurs, dynamics, and so on to help us in those. So that's also music that originated with vocal. Now, what I hear a lot of players do when they attack a piece like this, and I use that word probably correctly with some that I hear, is they'll really tongue every note, but there's no grace to the tonguing. There's no subtlety to it. So it sounds kind of like this. Doing it that way is actually easier for me, and probably for you as well, because no care is required with the tongue. You just kind of go after the notes. But it's not what that song should sound like. If I added slurs to my own taste, it might sound something like this. But again, that's not what is written. So as I've said many times on videos and to students, I always try to do what the composer wrote and try to make it really sound good. My first time through this was my attempt at doing that. I wanted to make it sound good even though there are no articulations that I think might help it, and that's probably how I would perform it as well. The writers in the British tradition are usually very careful about what they write. They know what articulations they want, and they put them in the part. Since there are none here, then I will just tongue every note, but I'll do it with delicacy and grace to make it sound like a song. As the video closes, I'll play a little of one of the variations so you get a taste of what's to come in the piece. Thanks for listening.